how do you prepare when you don't maybe know who the quarterback is, or they might change their play call, or how difficult is that in preparation?
Yeah, I mean, I did. You kind of put it in the same category as like an opener. First game, there's obviously some tendencies. You kind of look at light plays and what stood out in regards to who the quarterback was. And obviously, you got a head coach that's been offensive coordinator before, so he's called plays before. So there's some similarities that way. But the simple answer is you kind of put it in that category, except the fact that you don't know as much as maybe you'd like to think you would after a few games. And then rule it out. That's one thing we talk to our guys about all the time. What's your rule? There's a rule for it. Whoever's the quarterback, whoever playing the guard spot, whoever the X receiver, whatever it is, there's a rule for it. We just got to make sure we obviously hit the play button to that rule and those ones coming.
You wanted to work on the explosive plays over these last couple weeks. Just what's gone into that, and how's it looked out here?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that there's no one thing that eliminates it. You can line everybody on the goal line and say 20 yards deep and say we kept them in front of us. But that's not going to be a very competitive deep defense. The biggest thing is getting down to the why. And so what we broke it down by position, we broke it down by player, we broke it down by call. There's a consistent aspect of things, and those are obviously things we handle in house. And then making sure in those moments as you're watching it on the practice field is making sure that is a player, as we say, is a player designed to be in that position to make that play. Is he capable of making that play? And is he making an informed coach decision that led to him maybe not being there? If not, then we got to analyze, and this kind of goes back to that expectation piece that we've talked about. Is it an expectation there, a mental error, or is it just something that we don't have a check of what we need? And so all of those things kind of go into it. There's not one blanket answer, but no, it's been a good. I will say this: it's been a good X number of days since the last time we played. I think it's a pretty confident group on a Tuesday, which is good. Yeah, I mean, obviously really good. And you never know when those things are going to come. Obviously, the injuries or the bye week and how it's going to time up. And again, like a Mason Cobb, would obviously highlight. And then obviously there's nagging things through 2 weeks. We've been fortunate that a lot of guys haven't necessarily played the full 4 quarters, which never promised that. So probably fairly healthy after 3 weeks. But as you mentioned, there's certain positions, specifically a linebacker. So no, I thought we advantaged it, and then didn't have any new issues, which is a good thing.
Anticipate Alex?
I do, yeah.
We were talking to Solomon through the transfer portal. What stood out to you about his personality? Certainly, he has a unique situation because he's married, he's kids. He has different types of priorities than maybe some transfers.
Yeah, I think, and that kind of highlights. I think every transfer is extremely unique. They all have different stories as to where they come from, what their motivations are. He was, at Wyoming. I coached at Wyoming previously, so we had some Laramie conversations in our love for Laramie. But just a unique guy who has been all business since he's been here, No, but you talk about a guy with a family, you talk about having children and stuff like that. Decisions he makes, impact a whole lot more than a lot of guys coming out of high school. So, a mature voice, a mature guy. It's been a pleasure to have, and he's reaping some of the benefits of playing so much football over the course of his career. That's a major thing when you think about some of those young guys that you say, oh man, they just wait. He's 6 years in this thing, and he's reaping some of those benefits, and so I obviously thrilled at him.
We've got you guys at like 55 different defensive line combinations through 3 games. Are you happy with that number? Is that like a sign of strength, or is it something you're trying to trim down maybe as the season goes on?
Yeah, you hope so. I mean, guys got to earn those reps, and that's the number one. Is no one is just gifted, a rep on the practice field and alone on the game field. But certainly, as you look through anything defensively, and maybe some have other philosophies, but I think by and large we would be like most, where that's the position that's got to rotate. You're asking the 280-pound, 300-pound guys to go as fast as they possibly can in every single rep and match for 300-pound offensive linemen over and over and over again. So you'd always like to have 6 to 8 guys that you can rotate, and then what we never want to be is we don't want to be completely married to 2 guys playing next to each other, because man, that really limits you. And so that's a constant. Again, the message to all those guys, it doesn't need to be even either. It may be 55 combinations. I didn't know But it may be that way, but that doesn't mean each guy's getting the same amount of work. So in the end, we're just looking for production and disruption in that. And obviously the weeks you get it, it has a major impact. And so if it happens with multiple guys by committee, that's probably a good thing, honestly.
Let's do one more.
Did you get any more extensive looks at players you maybe haven't seen during games you play with?
Yeah, we certainly did. I mean, there's some young guys that, and one of the messages of some of the young guys is, it's so hard to quantify it for maybe a freshman or a transfer or some of those things in terms of the impact of how quickly fall camp goes. It seems like you say it's a month long, and obviously by days it is, but man, it goes quick. And so whether it's on the special teams field or in some other opportunities to kind of just go play ball, and there's not an individual guy to highlight, but also through that, having the advantage of the bye week, there's not a bunch of All-Americans walking on the field either. That's part of the communication too. Right? It is making sure that we got to advance that time for all of the roster, not just some of those young guys. But don't believe me, that's something that's always ongoing. This is 9 scheduled games in front of us starting this weekend, so a lot still out there for everybody on the roster, even if their roles haven't been extensive yet.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you all.